Thank you, Eden Hazard. Forever, Chelsea.
You ain't so tough with that bad boy tuck. I'ma get it how I'm living, I'ma walk the walk. Outline my lines, I rap through thought.
Yo, what's going on, people? Welcome back to Football Therapy with me, your host, Jan. I hope you're doing well, mate. I really do hope that. Welcome back to Chelsea News. We salute, I think, Chelsea's most naturally gifted player ever in Eden Hazard. What an incredible footballer he is, Eden Hazard. Why is it not focusing? Focus on the freaking shirts! There we go. Eden Hazard. He's retired. We'll salute him and speak about him a little bit. I also want to speak about Inter being interested in Armando Broja. If Chelsea buy another striker and they look to keep Nico Jackson and maybe playing Nkunku as a striker sometimes, could Broja be sacrificed? He is #pure profit. We'll see what you guys think about that. As well as Trevoh Chalobah, still wanted by Bayern Munich and former coach Thomas Tuchel. So, lots to get into in today's video. I thank you for joining me. Do feel free to join Football Therapy's community by subscribing or joining if you want that. I have exclusive videos for members, Q&As and stuff. And thanks for liking the video. Thank you. Right, so let's start with Eden Hazard. Look, Eden Hazard isn't Chelsea's greatest ever player. For me, that will always be Frankie Lampard. But he is the most naturally gifted player we've ever had. And many people will say, Franco Zola. And yes, there's a very strong case for that. But Eden Hazard just did things that you didn't see other footballers do. When he was like running along and just floating, and he never thought about it. It was just instincts. He was gifted. He I always reference when he did the glancing pass with his shoulder blades of a football, because that's the best way. And his whole body was an extension of this dance and expression and technicality and skill, and you just don't get that. It just came so naturally to him. In an age of Chelsea players where, footballers are tripping over their own feet because they're panicking and there's confidence is shot, and there was still a little bit of that in the time of Eden Hazard, but you could always pass to Hazard and he'd know what to do. The season where he only scored 4 Premier League goals, but including worldies against Liverpool when we finished 10th, he was playing for injury. Lots of stuff went on in that season, but he was just consistently incredible for us, Eden Hazard. I want to read his retirement statement quickly. You must listen to yourself and say stop at the right time. After 16 years and more than 700 matches played, I've decided to end my career as a professional footballer. I was able to realise my dream. I have played and had fun on many pitches around the world. During my career, I was lucky enough to meet great managers, coaches and teammates. Thank you to everyone for these great times. I will miss you all. I want to thank the clubs I've played for, Lille, Chelsea, Real Madrid, and thank the RBFA for the Belgian selection, essentially playing for Belgium. Of course, he captained Belgium for many years. A special thanks to you, my family, my friends, my advisors, the people who have been close to me, the good times and bad. Finally, a huge thank you to you, my fans, who have followed me for all these years, for your encouragement everywhere I've played. Now is the time to enjoy my loved ones and have new experiences. See you soon off the field, my friends. Come back to Chelsea. Just find him a job, Bowley. Find him What a player, man. I'm a super fan. I think he's absolutely incredible. He's a joyful dude as well. He's just so funny. He's just a sweet man that loves having fun and was just absolutely sensational with football and was just a good dude. He just wanted to play Mario Kart and eat burgers and play football. And that is a man that speaks to my heart. He wasn't he could have been as good as he wanted to be. Had he have the ego and the drive of Cristiano Ronaldo, who knew what he could have been? Lest we forget, Real Madrid signed him, gave him the Ronaldo number 7 shirt. He was never going to replace his just mere goals, but everyone was so certain he was going to tear up the league. Granted, he had those 2 ankle breaks, and probably the writing was on the wall for him. And he never really suited a Galactico for me. He was good enough to be that. He was good enough to be anything. whether he played everywhere, but left wing, right wing, number 10, striker. God, the striker times weren't the best times. He was played as a striker often because people, Conte often didn't fancy him to run back and do all the work and stuff. So he did do some though, but what an incredible player. I'm probably going to spend a lot of the day watching his Chelsea highlights, maybe some Belgium goals as well, but just an absolutely sensational and incredible player, and I do wish him a happy retirement. If he feels like he just doesn't... The game this day and age requires so much fitness and conditioning, and if he does literally just want to chill and have fun, and, as much as... Look, I've got no emotional sentiment to Real Madrid, so I don't care that they wasted a bunch of money on him ultimately. But they did. They paid us about $160 million in the end. One excellent piece of business from Marina Granovskaya, considering he had 12 months left on his deal. She structured a deal where they paid like 88 million pounds up front, and then all these add-ons that about winning the Champions League and La Liga, which they did. He was nothing to do with it, but it was just about them winning it, and he's in the squad. Then they get paid, and we get paid, Chelsea, and he obviously got loads and loads of But he was on ridiculous wages out there, so he made a lot of money just from being out there. He doesn't need any more money. Hazard has made money. He can do what he wants. He can. He needs to get on TV because he's just such a funny dude. I just want him if Sky Sports can just get him on a Chelsea game, I would love that. Anyway, let me know what you think. Comment your favourite Eden Hazard moment down below. Eden. Merci, mon frère. Incredible scenes. Alright then, some Chelsea news then. First off, we are going to talk about two potential outgoings. Two #pure profit sales, which of course represent a wonderful financial opportunity for the new ownership as they try and rebuild and structure the club in the long term. First of all, we'll talk about Trevoh Chalobah, and then we'll talk about Armando Broja. Starting with Chalobah. He's being, of course, continued to be linked to FC Bayern. Florian Plettenberg, Sky reporter covering the Bundesliga, says he's a candidate for Bayern. The 24-year-old remains on the list for the winter window. He's keen to join Bayern. He was being linked to Forest and other clubs, but if you're going to be linked to Bayern Munich, where you've got a coach you've worked with before, you've got Harry Kane up front that you can hang out with, of course he's going to preference Bayern Munich. There's ideas with a loan for the option to buy, but there's no concrete talks just yet. It's very likely that Chalobah leaves in the coming months in the winter. The contract with Bayern has never broken down, and yes, they never got that backup. Was it who was the right back, centre back? Was it Hernandez or Pavard? I can't remember who it was. Anyway, point being, Tuchel wanted that replacement. He never got it. It's a player that can play centre-back and right-back, precisely the profile they were looking for. He's obviously incredibly fit. He's physical, and he's very, very good. He will play very well in the Bundesliga for a good team, and Bayern are a team in the Bundesliga, and they are absolutely a good team. So yes, of course, it makes total sense, and Chelsea will get decent money if they get an obligation to buy or a sale. He's recently signed a new deal, so granted he's not been fit, so he's not been playing. Pochettino, I think largely to prevent drama and controversy, said, yes, of course he's in my plans, he's my player, he's in my plans. Until he's not my player. He didn't say that, but that's what's going to happen, isn't it? So he just wants to not prevent stories being made about Trevoh Chalobah. Look, man, I've said it before, I'll say it again. I like Trevoh. He's a wonderful squad player. I've got no issue with him not starting. A lot of people raised eyebrows of, is he better than Axel Disasi, who, by the way, his injury scare is just a precaution with him withdrawing from the France squad. The truth is, Disasi could be the one. I'm totally cool for that. But I'm a Wesley Fofana fan, and I've always been a Fofana fan ever since he was bought from Saint Etienne to Leicester. I think he's just such a good centre-back and an exciting, marauding centre-back, and to play on that right-hand side. And then you got Badiashile, Disasi, Levi Colwill. I guess Trevoh Chalobah surplus to requirement. I've got absolutely no issue with us keeping him. but I kind of understand the sale as well, especially because he's a pure profit asset as an academy graduate, which helps the books and allows Chelsea to continue spending silly money. Let me know what you think about the potential sale or loan with obligation of Trevoh Chalobah to Bayern Munich. Okay, more of a tricky one and less straightforward one is Gazzetta dello Sport talking about striker Armando Broja. He would be a possibility, possibly a loan to go and play for Inter, but actually might be a really, really good loan. Gazzetta know that the Albanian has been on Inter's radar since his loan move to Vitesse during the 2021 season. Of course, Armando following in the footsteps of Mason Mount, going on loan to Vitesse, doing well. And then, of course, he went on loan to Southampton, did well there. It's really, good loans. He missed the championship. It's usually Vitesse, championship, Prem team. That's that's usually how it goes. But he went from straight to Prem, and now he's in the Chelsea first team. Of course, so they've been linking him for a while. The main factor would be Broja's playing time at Chelsea over the next few months. The 22-year-old is, if he's starting regularly, he isn't likely to leave, and Chelsea would not want to loan him out. But on the other hand, if he's not getting regular team time, the Blues could let him go for a loan move. And the Gazzetta notes that the relations between Inter and Chelsea remain strong. So the debacle surrounding the failed transfer of Romelu Lukaku has done little to sour the two clubs' rapport. And I'll tell you why. Because it was nothing to do with the two clubs. It was Romelu behaving like an absolute knobber. Because he just didn't pick up his phone to Inter. Chelsea and Inter are happy to do business with each other. It's just Lukaku himself that decided to go MIA and not answer his freaking phone to Inter teammates, Inter officials. So he was the issue there. Chelsea and the Internazionale themselves are fine. So yes, look, this is something we've spoken about before. Simon Johnson of The Athletic said on the Straight Out of Cobham podcast, the Athletic podcast, he was very mindful to say he doesn't think he's for sale, but honestly, the way he was talking about it, I was like, he's like not saying something here while at the same time saying something. Yes, Armando Broja, he is a good striker, one of our own. We're all excited by. He looks like really big, strong, fast, direct. Probably a bit more direct than Jackson. Nico Jackson probably likes to combine more, drift out wide because he's a winger. Although he plays centre forward well. It makes you think if Chelsea do buy a striker, if in January they're like, all right, let's bring Tony in. No, sod it, let's bring Tony in. Or, I know they've sorted out the TikTok drama with Osimhen and Napoli, but he was upset to be substituted the other day and not overly happy. So maybe they feel like they can bring Osimhen in. If they do that, then they probably look at Broja, and you can't have free strikers without Europe. Chelsea used to have free strikers all the time with Europe, and that seemed like too much back then. So maybe Broja goes on loan with an option to buy. Again, a loan could be really good because playing for Inter, a massive club in Serie A, could just be a great opportunity for him to lead the line for them. Well, play up there with Lautaro, who's on absolute flames at the moment. He's scoring so many goals. But of course, they wanted to buy a striker in Lukaku and didn't get him in the end. So maybe they do look at Armando Broja. Let me know what you think about that, how you feel. Do you think he's good enough? Do you think he's better than Nico Jackson? Do you think he's unproven like Nico Jackson and needs time? And do you think up to January is enough time to assess him? Comment down below. Alright guys, I'll end it there. I wanted to talk about those two potential exits, see what you guys think in the comment section, as well as saluting Eden Hazard. Very, very sad day for us Eden Hazard super fans. It is, it absolutely is, but thank you for your continued support on my content. You are welcome to follow me on social media at Football Yannick on TikTok and Instagram. So yes, friends, hopefully I'll see you very, very soon. Take care of yourselves. Peace.